I don't know, but where I want to start at is how we met
Cool.
because I can't remember which class it was. I think was it the team room training that you came to first, or was it, and then you came to one of my classes later, or was it my class during the team room training?
It was before then. So it was, let's see here. I think that was February 2023. You had a class set up, and I had been looking at the weather, and I had seen it was going to be wet and cold. And I was like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It meant
I
we were just
remember
going
that.
to shoot wet and cold, and reached out to you. I was like, if he doesn't cancel it 3 days out, it's go.
Right.
And then
I remember that, and the weather got nasty, man. Like, okay.
that night before, I think it was 2 days before, you're like, the class is canceled, and I was like, sir, I'm traveling from out of state.
Yeah. So, and
I
that's
got
that's
the I
that.
got the
Yeah.
hotel, I got the rental car,
Uh huh.
and you said I'll honor it. If you're coming out, now that I know that, I'll if you're gonna be there, I'll train. And so we got out there, and then 10 man showed up,
Yup.
and you guys ran me through it.
So I think like you were the first like out of state. No, I said the second one. I had a kid come down from New York, but that's something I had to learn to actually when people register, where they coming from.
Oh, look it
Like
up.
look it up, and then if I think they're out of state, and I didn't, but there's no way in the world I'm like this guy. He don't spend this money.
Yeah.
Hey, if he willing to get out there, I'm gonna get out there with him. So
Man,
nah, man.
no, I appreciate that. Cheers to that one.
No, absolutely, man. It's so just you wanting to come out there and train in an environment. Nice little pickle pepper. Let me know, but just you wanted to come out and train that environment. Show me a bit of your character just then, because it was nasty, man. It don't usually get cold and wet like that out there.
Hmm.
We had both of that, so that was the first time. No, and when was the next time? Was the next one a team room
It
event?
was definitely the team room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. When you what got me was like we're telling the ladies earlier when we show up, everybody got the kit. You got, including myself. I wear my old crop pants and my what I consider gear that's suitable for range and running and whatnot. And you show up in a variation of what you got on now. Except you had on long sleeve flannel. I think you had a t-shirt underneath, and you had was it some Dickie pants or were they Carhartt?
Yeah, there are some Mount Hardwares.
Yeah, it's and you work boots, and it's like and dudes were like, people like, is he training or is he working on the range or something? It's like, and you had your guns, like, no, I already met you, so I told him, I said, no, he legit. And when we ran that drill, and you took off in that full sprint with them pants on
Oh, I
and
think you
them
told me
boots,
too. You said you can't run in those boots. You got
yeah,
some other shoes.
I'm thinking you're gonna twist your ankle or something, bro. You took off at a dead sprint. I'm like, holy shit! Like this dude is fast in the pants, in the boots, and then everybody else was just blown away. And then your time and your scores reflected all that. You just smoked everybody, man. And
Yeah.
what I liked about that was it showed everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool to have kit. It's cool to have it, but you do not need it, man. That really impressed me right out of the gate.
Yeah. Just the way life, the way the cookie crumbled, it shifted to where I carry on a daily basis, and I've been blessed to be able. I say blessed. It's a responsibility, but I have both pistol and rifle on a daily basis. And so where I see a lot of guys where they have belt, for me, especially when I'm walking around my land and such, don't get me wrong, I bought the belt. I spent 350 plus bucks, but at the end of the night I was like, where's the Velcro? Oh, just going to throw on the outer, and I'm walking around with that, and that just wasn't necessarily real life for me. So as now when I go to training, the last training I went to, I didn't have a plate carrier. I
Okay.
had a chest rig, but I had two mags here, mags in my back pocket, spare ammo here with this, and I just had these looks, and I was just like, I go there and I shoot. And for me, I just want to replicate real life. And I don't know, at the same time, I feel like a black John Wayne.
No, that's funny, but real life is That's what it is, man. It's like I think we don't have enough real life. Like before we sat up, you said, "Do I need to dust my couch off?" Dude, we in your workshop, your slash gym. We in your home.
Hmm.
It's real life, and I can appreciate that. You and there's one other guy who I compliment on that. Um, I don't know if he was ever in the classes where you were there, but Aaron Banks, Keep Firing LLC.
I have not met him.
Bro shows up with a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt, or a pair of blue jean shorts with a two-button collar shirt,
Mm,
and burns it to the ground every time. He may have some khakis or something or some dickies or whatever. No plate carriers, none of that stuff. Most of the time he's running EDC straight out
okay.
the appendix and stuff, and there's something to be said for that because if that's how you're running around 90% of the time, that's real life, and I appreciate that. Like I said, having you come out to train opened my eyes up because I hadn't been out of the military that long. I think I forgot how long I retired in 2019, but that class, those classes where we started running, and you would see the mix of people wearing all the tap gear, and then people wearing the just everyday gear. It was easily the same thing. You know, you can have all that stuff, but it don't matter. So, but tell me, but how did you get into firearms training, like to even be coming out that far, man?
Yeah. Let's see. Purchased my first firearm 2015,
Hmm.
Smith and Wesson SD9 VE, $320, and had that thing during that time. My daughter was like 2 years old, and so to be able to keep a firearm safe and out of reach of a child was very easy during that
Hmm.
time. 2000. I've always competed. Started by playing football, running track,
Hmm.
paintball. Just I've always competed, um, and I know that there's a better way, especially when you start to look. And so I was looking at some training. The first people I came across was like Colin Noir, like back in 2016,
Hmm.
and looked at where there would be a training, and that's where I seen it was going to be September of 2019 up in Phoenix. Excuse me, north of Phoenix. So we started. I say we, my family, my wife
Hmm.
just was on board. The first time I went up to Carefree, stayed at a little spot, did the training, drove back home, and then I was like, I want to train. I did
Right.
that training with the 1911, and I was the only one with the 1911 45.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Really? Okay." So I did a lot of magazine changes,
Yeah.
and I knew I wanted to train, and so I started going to more trainings up there,
Hmm.
and then that's where I came across Gladiator Mike.
Hmm.
Is Gladiator Guns was up there. Uh, Wife supported me. We'd get like a little Airbnb. I'd be able to train, come home, take a shower, we'd eat, wake up in the morning,
That's cool,
eat, come
man.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
so she
Yeah.
supported me through that. And I knew that there wasn't a lot of trainings that were coming to Arizona. And so the first training I went out to was I followed O over to Houston. And then I went over there 3 times to Houston and trained. And we talked about Brezo's River Gun Club.
Yeah. Yep.
So down there. And then I knew I loved Texas, living in Arizona, the open land. Yeah, it was something else. So that's what took me there. That's kind of what led me to
See,
traveling.
I didn't even know you had did that much traveling back and forth, like and coming out to Texas and training prior to meet me. That was pretty cool. But your insight to training, right? You want to do it because you like to compete, but how does that tie into? Because dude, you got property.
Yeah,
You're not in a subdivision. You're not buttoned up next to people. You got live animals you got wildlife that'll come on here and stuff. So does that tie into because you carry when you open the gate up? I'm like his shit ready to rock.
yeah.
He got it
Well,
on him right now.
well,
Yeah.
I've been living this lifestyle. We just passed 4 years. When I so met the wife, I told you,
Mhm.
2019. Got married 2019. I had a townhome, 1,300 square feet, and it was basically rows of four. get married 2020. I'm already starting to train, enjoying life. We're up in northern Arizona for Christmas 2020, and my wife's ex-husband, I wake up, I look at my wife, and we're in the first year of marriage, like life's
Mhm.
great.
Right.
And she looks sick, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, he's harassing me. Well, then I look at my own phone, and he's harassing me too. And he's already talking about he's going to take our lives and etc. and take our daughter for 2 weeks. And if I don't go along with it, then he's going to hurt me. And I'm like, uh, bro, you're a little late in the game. Your daughter's been living under my roof for over a year now.
Mhm.
Where are you at? Because
Right.
I like my daughter's 13 years old. And I went through a custody battle. I fought to be a dad when
Right.
she was 3 months old. And I've honored that responsibility. So he was telling me he was doing big things. I was like, you're not an astronaut, but I had no judges, presidents, astronauts. They come home to their family.
Right.
They're not gone for a year and then all of a
Then
sudden
all of
act
a
like
sudden, yeah.
it's my family. So we get back here, he's still threatening me. And for me, I'm a pain hunter, but at the same time, I was like, what's the way that I can eliminate the unknown, the fear was to get as good as I could and as privy as I could in manipulating firearms.
Especially you receive a threat to yourself, to your family, and again, real life, right? This is not something that's like because I know you said you were a military brat, but you weren't in the military, so you
I
have
say
a
soldier
yeah,
son. I
yeah, a
was not a
soldier son.
brat.
Like my kid, he a brat. I would call him military brat, but a soldier son. But so you weren't no stranger to firearms, nothing like that. But the necessity when somebody make a threat towards your family, yourself, I don't think people, some people, they don't get an appreciation for that because until somebody threatens your life, it, you don't understand how it makes everything else take on a whole different meaning.
Yeah.
Like you may be out here planking, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about what could possibly happen if I'm not on my game.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, you got property, somebody jump a fence, ease in here. Maybe they get by the dogs, them really big dogs. Maybe they don't, but the fact remains that you're vigilant, and I can appreciate that because at home we had like so we didn't have any fences or anything, and your neighbors are your family, but still you don't never want to get caught slipping.
Mm-hmm.
So you got into firearms, I would say almost to compete and out of necessity, and then you come out to train in Texas. You train with me, and I'm gonna tell you, training with you that impressed me. But what impressed me more is once we start following each other on social media, and I watch what you was doing out here.
Mm.
And I wish I got out here more with more daylight, so I could have really recorded, what you got going on here. Can because I haven't seen anybody because you're 39 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means when you bought this, you were 34, 35, right?
Yep.
Watching you over the last few years develop your property, get livestock, you know, finish everything, the pool, get everything set up the way you did it. I don't know a lot of people your age that's doing it, and you literally doing it by you just grinding, working.
When the first 57 days I moved out here,
Mhm.
I was out here every single day doing stuff. And so it happened to become, I had to become everything I needed because trying to get people out here, they try to act like it's Egypt. I'm like, it's no matter where you're at in Tucson, it's a 45-minute drive.
Right.
And yeah, we knew, wife and we looked at each other. I said, I want some acres.
Yeah.
I want to kind of do the homesteading thing and pursue it. And we pursued it, and we've had projects that were lessons where it wasn't what we thought. Like she's trying to push me right now to get a cow or a donkey. I'm
Ah.
like, soul. we cannot like feeding something else. And she's
Yeah,
like,
you might be able to get away with that donkey out here,
yeah,
but that cow,
yeah.
that might be something else.
Well, especially back there, but when we first started, like she said, she wanted a legion of Anatolians, so 5. So we have, the teens. We're probably not going to have any more kids. That's our goal,
Hmm.
not to. And third,
That's the goal, but we'll see.
yeah,
Yeah,
13. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But so we've got the 3 Anatolians, knuckleheads, and yeah, she's kind of held back on grabbing 2 more at the moment, but she wants a donkey or a cow for Christmas.
So which one you gonna get?
Not one.
Yeah, you gonna get it.
No, I'm
I said
not.
the donkey might be fun, man.
She said, Pete, we'll be able, those are our pack animals. I'm like, we could
Yeah.
throw packs on the
Hey,
dogs.
everybody need a. I don't even call them donkeys anymore. I call them Eddie Murphys. Get your Eddie Murphy out here, man. The That's the thing. The fact that she even thinks like that. Now, homesteading, having livestock. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. What preempted y'all both to start thinking in that direction? Because I know you said you wanted to get y'all want to get acreage, but walking around, you got your chickens out there, and you have the eggs, and you talking the water sources and whatnot. What led y'all to start both of y'all? Not because usually sometimes it's just one. You got one person that's maybe has a good, I wouldn't even say a good sense of paranoia, but you want to be prepared, and then the
Hmm.
other person really don't care. But y'all
Hmm.
both on board. So how did y'all get that way?
Yeah. It, it was definitely me that was privy and wanting to prepare, and then just having a great wife who supports me.
Hmm.
She tells me like, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. That's also what's led me through the last like year and a half, 2 years. I was at a job paying me great,
Hmm.
but I was unhappy. I was having to look at my paychecks. I was having to be my own basically auditor of my paychecks. And she's like, Pete, I just want you happy. And so, at the same time, she doesn't want to see my Instagram where she's working and I'm diving in the pool at 12:30. Unless I
Oh,
start work
who's
at
that?
6 o'clock and I finish
Hashtag
up.
house husband and just,
Yeah,
oh man, that'd
Jesus.
be funny. Taking pictures.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's funny,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So she's just supported me through that, and she's done. She does her own research, and she throws ideas at me, and it's just been great. You're in our house, so you see it's a lifestyle, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's
No,
a
y'all
perfect
house
wife.
look great, man.
Thank you.
Floors and everything. Can you tell me don't take my boots off? I wouldn't dare take these boots and walk across your floors, man. Knowing that what you done put into, you know, coming out here. And I know the audience, they can't see what you done, but if they go back and what's your Instagram?
Repeat with Pete.
Now you have all that stuff. You didn't take anything down, did you? Like your progress, like
No.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that's why I watch it. And I'm like, well, what are you doing now? I seen you
Yeah.
climbing up in the tree with a rope the other day. I'm like, I like you finna take the top out of that tree or something.
Yeah.
But
Cut that tree down.
so you said repeat with Pete.
Yep.
I'm telling you, going through there and watching it, it's almost like you could build your own TV show out of your personal journey. And then the stuff you say when you're doing it, because you're straight up, I know or I don't know.
Hmm.
We're gonna get it done, or we might not get it done, and just getting it figured out, man. I'm not gonna say it's entertaining, but to watch you and your wife, it's enlightening because so many people feel like they can't do something like that, and you ain't doing it in Arizona,
Hmm.
not in Tucson. We south of Tucson.
Hmm.
Like, what's this region called?
Sonoran Desert.
All right, Sonoran Desert. All right, I'm very acquainted with the desert, being living in El Paso off and
Hmm.
on for a total of about 6 years. Right, going to Colorado Springs, which really ain't the desert, but it's high plain. It ain't easy to live out here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not the easiest thing in the world, man. It's
Yeah.
not. It gets really, really hot, and then it can get cold. And if you don't have your house set up the right way, it could be some bad days and bad nights out here, man.
Absolutely.
But y'all have, I mean, you left all the comforts. I mean, you're not living in a tent or nothing, but at the same time, you had to make something from this. And
Yep.
y'all been doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a big thing when we look at ranching, poultry. We see a lot of homesteads on the internet and YouTube and such where, you know, it's grass, lots of water, there's shade, there's trees. And my wife has like been big on that, like, Pete, put it out where we're doing in the desert, where
Yeah.
things are sharp, where it's hot. Yeah, so this is definitely a different challenge, and we'll see in life. I mean, it's just a part of living. You know, there's seasons, but I believe these are lessons that I'm truly learning. And if there's people who care to get my advice, like, I'll be able to share it, keeping animals alive, and when it's consistently 100 days over 100 degrees.
Yeah, because I was gonna actually. I know, like keeping them warm. I saw the heat lamps and stuff in there, and that's why I asked you about those fans earlier. Trying to
Mm-hmm.
water, keep them cool. That's a whole job, man. And you doing that in conjunction with the HVAC work at the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
That is a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I, and that's been the best thing I could ever do for myself. And I talked about it before. It's called, when I say Saturdays are for the hustlers, building you have three choices. You build a life for your employer, you build a life for yourself, you build a life for your employer and yourself at the same time. And that's where, if you are focusing and you know that you don't want to be somewhere, it will work well for you to create the idea and start at least creating the business, start working on getting some income and still showing up at that day job.
Mm-hmm.
Because if for some reason that job doesn't work or that career doesn't work, you still have what you built. And that's where I feel in some cases like I feel like I'm living two lives, but at the same time, it is all the same life, and I'm just blessed to live it, you know?
Yeah, dude. You said something then. You can. Saturdays are for the hustler. You put that on a T-shirt,
Yeah, because most people sit around,
dude. Yeah.
party.
Well, that's the thing I look at with where I'm at now. Like the spare time I have, when I get it, I spend it trying to exercise because just getting to a place this year, just having a few things that happened to me in the last couple of years, is realize, man, like my health ain't guaranteed, but for so long it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't have to worry about that. I've always been in shape, and then all of a sudden I wasn't, and now I got to get it back. So not resting on what you did last week or yesterday or whatever, but Saturdays are for the hustlers. And that's when I forgot who said it, but I forgot, it was an entrepreneur. He basically says he makes his money while everybody else sleeps.
Mm.
You
I've
know,
seen a lot of that.
yeah,
Yep.
while everybody's taking all this time. I mean, enjoy yourself, take your breaks when you need to. But if you truly have a vision about where you want to be and what you want to do, you definitely going to work on the Saturdays and Sundays and sometime before work, after work. It don't stop.
I know one of the reasons why one of my neighbors hates me is because when I was putting in that coop, I was framing at 12 midnight. You think I'm
Out
joking?
there with that hammer getting busy.
Had the light. I have a bunch of lights. Had the light. It's screwing. I mean, I've built stuff even when the sun's down, just because. I mean, the next day is not guaranteed.
Right, it's the time you have, so the time
Hmm.
you gotta take. So where do you get your work ethic from? Where is it from?
Yeah, it's definitely uh, my grandmother. Told
Yeah,
you, from Mobile, Alabama.
Alabama.
She was the entrepreneur. When
Hmm.
she passed away, she owned four homes all on the same block, what's called New Tacoma, but when I lived there, it was called Hilltop. And so it's at the very top of a
This is
hill.
Washington State,
Yes,
right?
sir,
Yeah. Hmm.
Tacoma. Yeah, so the port of Tacoma's down low. We used to be from the window of the room that I lived in and her home, I could see down into the port. And now they built up like some apartments and such that are,
Hmm.
you can't see the water. But she had us, um, we would do scraping. Like, I was 8, 9 years old. We were scraping the lower levels of the home, me and my cousins, about seven of us.
Hmm.
And we would scrape the homes to prepare them for paint. We would do landscaping. She would buy us then Whoppers. We always got just classic Whoppers. And also, I mean, we had unlimited supply of soda. She had boxes and boxes of soda, pop. And
Pop.
then we would do road trips up to Mount Rainier. So, I mean, it was just like work was always a part of it. that
Yeah.
was like you had to work, and yeah, it would just that's where the work ethic comes from. It also comes from, I tell like a lot of my close friends, going my daughter being born at 25, me going through a custody battle and paying a lawyer $16,000 back then, 2012, that was enough for me to where I could have bought a car just to get joint custody. And one of the responsibilities, Mo, you better be right. You better be right around all this equipment. One of the responsibilities was that um, for men they don't treat women and men the same. So
In the court system.
yeah,
Oh, dude,
that's
I don't know how long it took you to figure that
no, I
out.
knew that. I knew that.
Yeah.
So, but for a man, if you're a dad and you have a daughter, you have to have a separate room, even if that kid won't stay in that room. And I had to show that it was fully outfitted. So, and for me, getting a 1 bedroom or a studio, I had to get a 2 bedroom, and that kicks up the cost of
Yeah.
rent like $400. That forced me to be successful. I was selling cars during that time and bouncing. So I've worked 17-hour days on Fridays and Saturdays just to be able to
Just
take
so
care
you
of
can
our
get
household.
custody. No, that's outstanding, man. I don't know if it's a southern thing, but I'm from the South, man. My wife is from Alabama. Everybody in our family, everybody works, man. And you don't even have to. It's like, and you probably understand this. I'm sure you understand this. When you're working and doing what you're supposed to out here, it doesn't even feel like work, right?
I'll be beat up,
But
thankfully.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
what you have to do to get it done, right?
correct.
And I tell people sometimes, we like to say we make things worse, right? This is hard.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Nothing's hard. Saying something is hard, that can be subjective, right? It's just something else you got to get done.
Yep.
Because if okay, I got to build 3 coops, I got to have it done by this time. Is anything hard about it? Nah, I just got to get it done, man.
Hmm.
Now that's cool that your grandma would have y'all out working and showing y'all at a young age, because now you get a lot of kids, they don't get there when they little. They get to kind of lounge around until they get older. And I don't think it does them any justice, because once they get older, there is no work ethic, man.
Yeah,
You
that's what
know.
I told my wife. Right now, the only thing my daughters are doing is cleaning poop on Saturdays. I'm like, they wash dishes when you were gone. 15 years old, I think you cook 2-3 meals a day. They should be washing the dishes for you.
Oh, dude, absolutely. But my youngest will be 25 this month. So it's been a while since we had somebody in the house. But the thing is I think it's a little bit harder for us to put them to task. I know for me, because I would tell them to go do something, but I like cutting my grass.
Hmm.
It's certain things, the things that like we didn't really have a lot of chores. Like, um, the kids didn't have to do what we did, so
Hmm.
to speak. Now here's different. You got a lot of stuff that can be done, but they girls, right?
Hmm.
Are you gonna bring them out here with their nails and get the dirt in their hair and stuff?
Absolutely, because and right now, eh, I believe that learning these skills will help them first become privy where they won't have the wool pulled over their eyes as easy if
Right.
they could see the example of hard work. And in some cases, I want to raise, not in some cases, I want to raise empowered young women, because in some cases, they may have to be where I tell them, look, my goal is to to purchase a property that both of you guys can be roommates in when you go to college.
Because
And
how old are they?
13 and 15,
Oh,
a
perfect.
year and a half apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 13 and 15, a year and a half apart. And so at the and regardless of whatever sex it is, we still need to make sure that where we sleep and eat is clean, right?
Right.
But if it comes to like the yard, and women I've seen are like the number one property owners, are like home buyers. But what ends up happening is that home buyers get taken advantage of by all the home service companies if they don't have any knowledge of any of the
Right.
skill at
Right.
all.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I think that's also really good that you're trying to instill ownership at a young level. I'm not gonna say I missed a lot of that with my kids. It's just when you're traveling, they don't get to see it that way. They see it now because they're adults.
Mm-hmm.
But with the grandkids, it's
Mm-hmm.
the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Start trying to plant them seeds of ownership. There's nothing wrong with renting. I don't want anybody to think that I'm discouraging me on that because you got to start somewhere. The minute you can buy and own, do it.
Do it. Yep.
Hey, I don't care if it's 1,500 square feet, whatever. If you can make it yours, my biggest regrets is not buying a piece of property at every duty station I was at.
Yep.
That's the worst thing. That's one of the worst mistakes I ever made in the military. I bought property, but then I would sell it. I didn't hold on to it, but that's great that you're instilling that in them. Now, are they the type of children that you think when they finish school they're gonna stay close to you and mom, or they gonna take off?
One, uh, one will probably stay. The other one, she likes the finer things in life. Like when we go travel, San Diego, Catalina Island, we take them with us, Washington State, and so I mean, she definitely wants a luxury vehicle. She wants a nice
She don't want
condo.
the Ram. She don't want to.
No, she wants that clean work.
Yeah.
The nice shiny stuff.
I think that's good too, though, man. Because the goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said goals, ambitions. Because sometimes people like, material things don't matter. I don't think so much that nobody should get wrapped around the wheel on it. But if that's your goal to get it, to then get it, because at least she knows.
Yep.
Some people, some kids, they just whatever my parents say, that's what I'm gonna do. Whether it's and there's nothing wrong with listening to your parents, but they don't have a clue to what they want. But knowing that if hey, I want fancy things, well, you got to work.
Yeah, and she wants to be a dermatologist. So, yeah, especially when you do work hard, you've earned the education, and then you go into work and you work hard. You should be able to reward yourself.
Absolutely.
And
She see that
what,
why
Mo?
she's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. What, Mo?
You want me to let her up on that cable?
Mona, come on. Come here.
See if she can figure it out.
Yeah, she will. Come on. Come here. And she'll try to get up on this couch.
She's like, nah, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Some big dog.
That's the one that makes me aware of the snakes.
Oh, she's in the house.
Yeah, she's never been injured. I call her Wild Wolf Lady. She scales 6 foot chain link if she wants. Yeah, she.
And that weight? What she weigh? Like 100 pounds?
Yeah, she's about 98. And she'll bite through chain link. Yeah, she's Wild Wolf Lady. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's cool, man. I remember watching you. Like I said, people need to go back. We're gonna repeat your Instagram again,
Okay.
so they go back and look. You with them dogs, I didn't realize how, because you're not a small dude, so I didn't realize how big them damn dogs were until I walked into that fence just now, and I was trying to be cool, but when the boy dog came around and jumped up, he was right here in my face. He kind of pulled my car, and I'm like, I turned my head. I'm like, this dog is big.
Yeah,
These are really. And what breed is that?
Anatolian Shepherds.
Where are they originally from? Like
Turkey.
Okay.
So they're Turkish mountain dogs. Anatolian means from Turkey, and that's quite the story. Yeah. We lived inside the townhome. Girls wanted dogs, and we had the opportunity to purchase this property. And so when I knew that we were getting this property, my wife's like, "So now we can get dogs?" I said, "Yeah, we can get dogs, but 2 things: they have to be able to protect themselves, and they have to be able to sleep outside 24/7."
My man, I do not want a dog that I got to put a pamper on. I don't want a dog I got to clothe. I don't want a dog that if something go bump in the night, he coming to get me.
Yeah.
No, I don't like for cover.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. I was raised with Rottweilers. My dad bred Rottweilers, and that's also where the work ethic came from. My brother and I, we were taking care of a pack when I was 8, 9 years old. Pack of 13 dogs, feeding them, watering them.
Yeah. Yep. We had beagles. We had my dad would keep him in the wood line because he barked so much. But it takes a lot to water and feed that many dogs 2 times a day. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there with you. And in Rottweilers, 13 of them, that's a lot of food, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot
Yep.
of food. So y'all at the townhouse, and you finally you get out of here. And one thing, because I want to keep you up all night, man. The I always like to touch on the mental health aspect of it. You put out a lot of positivity. That was one thing. Even when you came to train, dudes are getting mad. You're having a good time. You're smiling. You're
Mm-hmm.
happy to be here. You're like, man, I came all the way to Arizona from Arizona for this. Your spirits are always pretty high. What do you credit that toward? Is that because you live the way you live, or have you always been like that?
Definitely number one, being a son of God and believing that those promises are true.
Yeah.
Um, from there, I believe a stagnant, at least me stagnant, is not good. And so I must be productive. And I've always loved being outside. And so that's why this life um, match, it just honors me because I need to be outside all the time, every single day. I don't care the weather. I need to be outside every single day. And that's just knowing that we're to be salt and light, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know sometimes I feel like, bro, I be teaching and I have to take a break just to go outside so I can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm getting choked up if I'm inside too long. And I don't care how hot it is, how cold it is. If I get outside, I feel like there's some weight come off my shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't like that when I was in the Army. I think because I was always doing something. But the minute it was kind of not taken away from me, but I couldn't enjoy it, dude, I started feeling it, man. So we're a lot alike in that way. If in a perfect world, every day is me starting off outside and I'm out there all day doing whatever the hell I want to do, whether it's working, fishing, dirt biking, and but we got bills to pay, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they say that's where when you're truly rich. You know, if I know I have jobs and I still can be productive, but show up at 10:30,
Mhm.
I first I'll be the first one to tell you I will not get out of bed before 8 o'clock unless I have to.
Really?
Like
I
seriously
wouldn't believe that. I
for
wouldn't
work or something else.
for
If I don't have nothing on the board, I'll
real.
sleep 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I wish I could sleep that
yeah,
late,
yeah, yeah,
man. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So still recovering. Yeah. So it, I yeah, I got to be outside every single day, even
Dude,
slow mornings. I love them.
how did you do? We talked about it briefly. Um, how did was it once you tore your Achilles early this year, right?
Father's Day.
All right. So I know I had a procedure back in August. Them first couple weeks, bro, I was about to lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because I could get outside. I couldn't do nothing when I got out there.
Yeah.
How did you mentally, and some people be like, dude, quit crying, quit being a baby about it. But having my mobility taken from me, bro, it tripped me up, man. I've had surgeries before, whatever,
Yeah.
but not being able to, when I go to sit up, I gotta roll over, do all this to get up like I'm 90 years old. It messed with my head a little bit. How did you deal with that once you tore your Achilles?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Especially like you talked about mobility, just trying to make it around where you're at, let alone if you travel somewhere. I'm like, I can't fight right now, but at least I could shoot,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so one thing is that thankfully I told wife just took the mission and she just took the lead on it. She got me, we had the crutches, the knee scooter, we grabbed also the knee crutch. Those were and then I had like a little cheap walker that was what I was showering, and then I had the waterproof boot.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed with the foot up, elevated on ice for especially like those first 3 days. And then I made the choice that I was not going to be afraid of pain. And so I was like, I'm not going to take this hard stuff
Mm-hmm.
and I'll focus on just the Tylenol 500s.
Yeah.
And once I realized, I could go on without even taking Tylenol. I wasn't even taking Tylenol after, like, I believe, the 10th day.
Okay.
And so, but to get outside that mobility, it definitely did mess with me. And I knew that I needed to take advantage of that rest of those 3 to 5 days, get to feel out what was taking place, realize and take account in my head of what my body was doing, what I was capable of. And then I got out on my back porch and I just had 3 potted trees that I got from the electric company like earlier this summer. So I knew I wanted to keep those alive anyways because I'm planning on planting them
Hmm.
and when the weather cooled down. And I had also like some succulents and some cactus. So man, I was just watering the dogs and sweating. It's July
Yeah.
because July 18th is when I got the surgery. So watering the plants and taking care of the dogs and
Yeah.
then getting out to the chickens. Yeah, that kept me pushing.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I like to always ask people what they do for to get their mind right, and it kind of sounds like the same for me. Like I had to learn to start at gratitude first, to try to figure out like be thankful for what I can do before
Hmm.
I start going down that rabbit hole of despair. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Hmm.
Try to pluck that gratitude out of the air and be thankful to begin with, and then we can go from there and stuff, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to focus on what I can do, what I can accomplish, what I do have, and build and work with that to then get that momentum to then get to where I really want to be, what the big goal is.
Yeah, man. Starting off in the dumps and being depressed, and that ain't it, Chief. And then you've built your own self, your own purpose. You got a purpose-driven piece of property out here. Like you created enough work for yourself that you can't just like sit around. You gotta like,
Yeah.
if not, turn it to like, I mean, it'd be Jurassic Park out there. You
Yeah.
gotta stay on top of
Yeah.
it, man. And
Yeah.
that's and I've seen people like, oh, I can't have that much property. Or I can't have it. I don't want. Who's gonna take care of it? Who's gonna do this and that? Like, no, then don't get it.
Yeah.
You
Or
know.
you could get it and you could just live in the house and it just be the wild desert outside. But then also you may be scared of like going certain
Hey,
places because that's where the snake's den
bro, if
is.
you don't constantly walk your property, something will come up here and set up shop within a week, man.
Fat,
Critters and everything, man.
fat,
It's just like that in the South, man. You got
fat.
people got huge pieces of property. They never go touch certain parts of it. They never check it out. And
Animals living in the
animals,
shack.
everything, and you got a whole creek bagged up, been dammed up by the beavers
Yeah.
and stuff going on. But no, man, I really like enjoy watching you and seeing what you're doing out here, man. I'm glad you allowed me to feed y'all fed me. Y'all cooked dinner, man. I appreciate you allowing me to come by here and talk to you because last time I was here, and it's funny when I checked the text messages, the few of them above it, it was I want to say it was December 12th, 2023, when I was out here last time,
Okay.
and I was disappointed because I didn't get a chance to. We talked about the range or something else, but I didn't get a
Hmm.
chance to come by here and see you. So I'm really glad I was able to do it, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me because I think I'm not, and I say this not to knock anybody else, but I've seen enough famous people
Mm.
talking about what they do to, and I'm not saying their problems are any smaller or any bigger than anybody else's. But sometimes people, just common folks like ourselves, we can't always just go out and get a therapist, or you can't always go out and pay for this. And mental health is a real thing,
Hmm.
but I think being able to walk out in the morning and see that, go over there and see your chickens, and, got my dogs and my plants and 1,600 gallons of water on deck, just ready to go and stuff. I think that right there, how can you start your day mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to make sure you know too, like I'm very appreciative of you in regards to, I believe like in regards to my skills, I believe I'm still a beginner in regards to my firearms handling skills. And but at the same time, like I believe I can protect myself and my family. And
Absolutely.
so I'm a like I've been extremely appreciative. I remember when I had the magnifier on the Mark 18, and you were like, "What?" I'm gonna show you that you don't need that, especially within 100.
Yeah.
And that took my confidence even much more. Where I mean, shoot, I was just shooting the pistol at 80 and
Yeah.
110 and hitting. And so, yeah, you definitely helped me take my confidence, which bred into my confidence on that side. So,
No, I'm glad that you're fun to train with, man. You're eager to learn, and the attitude of being a beginner. I tell you this much: you're not a beginner, but we can always say we're forever a student
hmm
because we're always going to be learning, dude. I put you up against a lot of people right now who really think they can get after it.
hmm
They can shoot as long as they don't have to move.
hmm oh yeah, we've
They'll
been
stand right
moving to
here
shoot.
and test
Yeah.
7 yards up, and as soon as you make a move left or right or make them run 75 yards back and come back,
hmm
they're dead in the water. And that's when you shine because, dude, from your front gate to that back corner, that's a movement, man.
That's 600 feet.
So you've already measured it out.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
straight up movement, man.
yeah, yeah,
You gotta be booking to get to one side to
yeah,
the other, man.
yeah,
No, and that's awesome that you know that, man.
yeah.
Have you walked all your corners like that?
I've touched every single part that I believe that we should.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where I took on that task of landscaping
Hmm.
and creating different goals and phases, especially putting in the fencing. Um, but yeah, for me, that's also mentally knowing lanes. And in the house, I had a daughter switch the bed from one side to another side. I was like, come over here. She was telling me she couldn't sleep with the bed on the other side. I was like, I want you to look. So if someone breaks in the house, the front door, the back door, where you were previously laying, I had a lane this way where I told you to stay over there if something happens.
Hmm.
And I knew you were up here. Now you've moved here, so you gotta stay low. And
Right.
I was like, do you understand? You see what I see? And she's like, yeah. I just had to have that conversation.
So that's good. So do y'all talk a lot about that? Do they
Oh
have you?
yeah,
Are they shooting yet?
yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely. I had them. They have an AR.
Mhm.
They have an AR. Uh, it's got a red dot on it. They are privy on the AR and also on the Bagaro 22,
Mhm.
the silence. I leave it with them just because we live rural. You can
Yeah.
call 911 and it'd be 15 minutes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they know in regards to the commander, in regards to the oldest one, and also I told them if you see someone right in here, especially if they have bad intentions, and you can read it because they can read behavior, they can read intent. If someone looks bad and is acting a certain way, and if on their facial expressions you see it, you need to trust it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I it's like pulling teeth to get them out to shoot, but right now we've been at 2-3 times a year.
No, dude, that's more than most, man. I'm telling you, to get the kids involved, especially because the way you have your guns spread out, that's how a lot of people in the South, like we grew up, there was always going to be a shotgun in the washroom or something, or you pull the door back in the kitchen and there's a shotgun, two switches and a broom.
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
so not a switch for a block, but a switch to get
I
your butt whooped
understood.
with.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you understand. Somebody hit it and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you talking about switches?" But that was the standard because as kids we understood that those were not toys,
mhm.
and they would tell us like, "Hey, don't play over there. It's a gun over there. Okay, go play over there." It was
Mhm.
nobody ever playing, but now it's good that you do that. And I tell you, I commend you because me and my wife talk about this a lot, dude. I think young black women got it. Look, well, I say women of color in the United States, bro, they got it tough out here,
The worst.
dude. I mean, they get it from all angles, right?
Mhm.
They get it from everywhere. So them being able to protect themselves and being confident and being competent in firearms training because you can protect them as much as you can. When they go off to college, they go off to whatever, they start dating these knuckleheads, and we're not gonna know it. You don't know who they're with all the time, but then having the fact to know that, hey, they can take care of themselves, dude. That helps you sleep at nighttime.
Yeah, I was teaching
Yeah.
them the condition of the gun, and so if they came across one, I said,
Mm-hmm.
like, if someone's bad, they have a firearm, or you get in a car with a guy who has a gun and he's a knucklehead, he leaves it off body, he leaves it inside of the glove box,
Mm-hmm.
he goes in the store, you need to take that magazine out, take that round out of the chamber. So showed them that stuff. So I'm tough on them. I always like, you're like a drill sergeant, but at the same time, I'm just showing them economy of motion
Right.
and yeah, just making sure that they know more than I knew, especially at that age.
Yeah, because it's more likely the way things are now, and I don't know how it is out here in the area. It looked pretty quiet out here, but when they're visiting with friends, I mean, coming across guns, kids pulling out guns. Um, I grew up around guns. Everybody I knew had guns. Nobody
Hmm.
cared. It wasn't a big thing, but kids now with the stuff that's going, I think there was a lockdown somewhere in Tucson today. We was in the class and about three guys, SWAT guys, their phones went off. So, and they didn't respond to the call out, but it's always something going on. So the likelihood of our kids, our grandkids, coming across a firearm in just some odd places, the chances are more likely than I would like to admit.
Hmm.
So it's good that you give them that education, man. But dude, I wish we had all night to talk because we could go into firearms. We could talk about chickens and
The
and
facts.
and stuff and everything that you're doing out here. But man, I wanted to spend a little time chatting with you because my whole thing is I think I know some pretty cool people and interesting people. You being one of them,
Thank
and I
you.
think what you're doing is important because again, you're only 39 years old, man. You're still young. I'm 49 now. I just turned 49 earlier this month, and I feel like, man, I'm just getting started.
Hmm.
And there's so many different things I want to do, and people can't be scared to leave a townhome to uh to go out and look at a piece of property and be like, yeah, I'm about to do this.
Hmm.
So thanks, man, for letting me come by. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely,
Look
man.
forward to training with you next year, man,
No
and
doubt.
getting you out there.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah, it still is my goal. I was thinking how like this year it dropped down a bit,
yeah,
but yeah, I I plan on getting into some competitions, challenging myself that way. Definitely on the overnights, still getting out.
let me know.
Low
We
light,
can
no
we
light.
we can do the old 18 lanes. Those
Okay,
things are like a few miles long
okay.
because you could do. Somebody invited me to do it this year, but I was all jacked up, injuries and stuff. But next year, um, I don't know if you remember. He used to work out at Paraclete. He's a retired sergeant major. Uh, they would call him Seven, but his name is Devin.
Yes,
He does them, dude,
yes,
all the time. So we
yeah.
we could get a crew go down there.
Caballero does some stuff too.
Him, Laren, we can go
Hmm.
down old 18. They have them in all these ranches around, and they're like 24-hour events, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all we all need to posse up, go
yeah.
down
You
there.
guys need to tell me. I go over there.
Hey,
Yeah,
we'll get it done,
yeah.
man. But Pete, thanks again. All right, this has been me, Ralph Blue, with Outside all the time, talking to my friend Peter Thomas at his home, where real life happens. All right, thank y'all, dude. I appreciate
Cool.
that, man. I really do, man.